Hello, hello. So we are in sort of a lull in our evening rainstorm, and I wanted to come and get a little look at the progress of our plants over the last couple of days. Um, so I made a video about 2 days ago, and then the rain came that night, and the plants are just loving it. So yeah, let's take a look. So the daffodils over here have shot up, and you'll notice it's a little bit gray around them. I just put down some bulb-specific fertilizer for them, but they are doing really well. They went from a couple of tiny little things just barely fighting to get out to, a couple dozen little sprouts. So I'm really proud of them. We have the first signs of some of the peonies that were planted same time from the same place as the daffodils that got sent out. That's really nice. I'm hoping more of them come up. There were several that got planted. You can see there are more daffodils over here. So lots of green coming up there. The apple tree, despite having kind of come out of dormancy before it arrived, is showing some signs of, let's try and get this, of having buds that survived, which is really good. I don't think this thing is going to do its best this summer, but it does appear that it has survived, and that we won't have to replace it come next season. We have a little bit of growth beginning to show on the Burgundian rose. It is hard to get focused on because it's so skinny. So it's nice to see. It's a lot of shoot tip kind of growth here, as well as some little leaf buds coming up on the sides. Good sign. Hopefully that continues. Our other roses are doing some similar things. So you can see there's a little bit of leaf growth on the Cardinal de Richelieu. Both of the little shoots that are coming out. The pasque flower has grown a whole bunch, and now actually appears to be coming out instead of just having been left behind. As with last year, the Frau Dagmar rose is really where things are kind of shining gloriously. When I came out this morning, there was a lot of green growth, but none of it was open. And the green growth was new from before the storm, and now all of a sudden it's starting to give us some leaves. I can't wait. I love the leaves on this rose. They're quite beautiful, and I can't wait to see the flowers. I'm not a huge fan of the spirea. I plan on getting rid of it this year, or at least moving it out of this bed, but we do have some nice green growth there. And I'm really excited. The Austrian copper, the Austrian copper, also some nice big green shoots on her. So I'm expecting to get a fair number of flowers off it this year. It's quite tall in comparison to my other roses. Already about 2.5 feet tall. So I hope it does really well this year, and I hope that I finally get to see some flowers from it. There's some sedum and stuff growing over there, but one of the more important things is all of the green that is showing up here on the lilacs. Now, these lilacs were incredibly overgrown when we moved in, and as beautiful as they smell, they've been having a really hard time. So I didn't touch them our first spring, and then last year I did some research, and I really I removed a lot. I removed about 50% of what was here because a lot of it was dead or being supported by dead branches and couldn't support its own weight. And that was kind of scary. I wasn't sure how much was going to come back here, but we have, I guess it's kind of hard to see the color. We have a ton of gorgeous green growth here that should turn into some really beautiful flowers. So I'm really happy that we don't have to wait, well, theoretically don't have to wait until next year. And we have tons of young shoots that I left and that came up after being cut last year. So we will slowly be able to replace all of the old, weak, overgrown limbs. And, if we maintain a good pruning schedule, we should be able to revive these bushes within about 2 years, I think. As with our other plantings, the high bush cranberry is starting to get some leaf growth. Very happy to see that, and hoping we get some berries this year. It's not something we're probably going to eat from very often, even though I've seen some stuff about making high bush cranberry jams. But it's a good food source for the birds. They leave it until winter, apparently, and then eat them when there's nothing else. And this is starting to fill in nicely. Part of it is, I think, the defining border here really sets the irises off from the lawn, but they are starting to come up much more, and the sedum that's here is starting to really show itself, which will give us a good idea of what I need to take new cuttings from this year. And we want to put a lot of work into getting this all filled in with some sedum and not have to worry about whether or not we're going to get tons of weeds. And I clearly have a lot of weeds to pull here, but that was a summer-long project last year and will be a summer-long project this year. We can see our ants are just starting to come up. Once the warm weather starts, we have dozens and dozens of ant hills come up in the lawn. You can see little black spots everywhere from them. So that's something we've been trying to fight with a little bit. And it's hard using organic methods and being responsible about the other insects and not getting ants in the house. That's something we need to work on. But let's see, we looked at the iris, we looked at the daffodil and the roses. I think that is it. So I will let you folks get going. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.